Traders, what's going on? It's Relentless here, and of course, welcome back to another video, right? So in this one today, we're going to be going over why it is that I'm not using Lightspeed yet, right? So we're going to talk about those reasons, and we're going to also get into the yet, right? Because I do believe at some point in the future, it's going to make more sense than it does now for me to join the platform and of course, get into trading with the system. But for right now, it's just not something that I can do, and we'll look at the math as to why. Right now, as you guys know, I like to be calculated. Right, nothing is done by random. There's always a science or a math behind everything that we do, and we need to be calculated, especially here when it comes to trading and our finances, right? Our money. So, of course, with that being said, if you are new, subscribe to the channel, right? Give me that thumbs up for the extra video here on the weekend. We have a bunch more content coming, guys. Like I said, as the new PC came in, so did my motivation. Once again, right? I'm back, ready for the grind, ready for more content. And I was going to get behind the camera here today, but I had some technical difficulties, so we will be working on that, so that I can be face to face, me and the camera, with no background, as you guys will see here, the computer background. But yeah, hit that thumbs up button, and let's get ready to rock and roll here, right? So let's jump straight into our metrics, right? So we'll look at two different metrics: our year to date metrics, of course, dating back to January 1st of 2021. And we'll also look at our metrics dating back to May 1st of last year, right? So when I first officially started trading here in my live account every single day. So the biggest thing between Thinkorswim and E-Trade Pro, the two brokers that I'm using now, and Lightspeed, is of course the commissions, right? The fee to get in and out of trades, the fee to buy and sell, right? So every time you hit buy, every time you hit sell on some of these other brokers like Lightspeed, especially since they're direct routing, right, brokers, we will be charged that fee. So, let's jump over here to Lightspeed website. If you're not too familiar with it, this is how it looks, and we'll be going on their pricing and commissions, right? So pricing and commission. And now clients who meet monthly trading volume thresholds qualify for our active trader commissions group and can benefit from them, according to your range. So of course, I'll be looking at it per volume and not per actual trade, right? You can look at it per trade, but I feel like volume is just a little bit more accurate for me and how I like to do things, right? So if you are trading less than 250,000 shares per month, right? So let's go once again per monthly trading volume. So 250,000 shares per month. This is the amount of commissions you'll be charged. So of course, all of these brokers are going to try and incline you to trade more for a less, of course, fee, right? Less fee, the more you trade, because at the end of the day, the more volume these brokers get, the better it is for them when it comes to the market makers and getting paid, right? So they want to incentivize us to trade more, and of course, that'll be better for them. So with that being said, the more you trade, the less of a fee you have to pay here, as we're decreasing in increments, right? So now let's go back to TraderView, right? So for this year to date, as you can see, average daily volume 78,000 shares. Now, I know a lot of you guys will say, RT, you trade a lot, right? You trade so much. You get in and get out. It seems like you're scalping every single candle. And whilst that is definitely true, in my defense, I would like to say it is my trading style. And, that's kind of my strategy, right? So all of our strategies are a little different. So keep that in mind. And of course, I don't disagree with the fact that maybe I could, reduce my amount of trades by a good 25-30% and really try and cut out some of those trades that are not absolutely necessary, right? So But looking at the raw number here, we got 78,000 shares per day for average daily volume. So let's pull up the calculator. I was going to do it on my phone, but now, why not do it on the computer, right? So let's pull up the calculator here, make sure everything's cleared. So 78,000 times, and I believe there's about 20, maybe 22 trading days per month, right? So we'll do 21, right? 78,000 shares times 21 days, right? That is 1.6 million shares of volume per month from, of course, RT, right? Now, let's go back over here to Lightspeed. Now, I would fall into this bracket here, right? 25 of the 100th of a penny, right? So that's how much commissions I'll be getting charged on a monthly basis, right? So, well, excuse me, per month, since I'm falling in this bracket, this would be my daily rate, right? So let's go back to the calculator, right? So now we know which bracket we're gonna fall under. Let's do that math, right? Let's do that math. So we got 78,000 times 0.0025. So 0.0025. And that, my friends, equates to $195 per day in commissions. Now, let's look at my, of course, average daily gains, right? So far for the month, my average daily gains, or excuse me, year to date, my average daily gains is $308. And one thing I will say is that this year has started off pretty good, considering the last few months of last year was pretty cold for my strategy. So the ebbs and the flow of the market, things are kind of switching up. So I think it's safe to say that these numbers might be a little inflated, but of course that's not guaranteed, because of course getting better and being a better trader and all that, the numbers could go up. But I would say it's a little inflated, because let's say things slow down starting next week, the numbers are going to drop a little bit, right? So there's kind of a lot of variables, but let's go with what we have. So right now we're doing $300 a day. We come back to the calculator. So we have $195 in commissions. If we do that math right, 308 minus 195 will equal out to $113 per day as of right now in this market that I'm in. So once again, the market could change pretty soon, right? But there's also the other variable of RT. Once you do switch over to Lightspeed, once you switch over to Lightspeed, you're going to get those faster fills, those better executions. You can take a little bit bigger sizing and not get slippage. You're going to have that direct access routing, right? So if you switch over to Lightspeed, it might be safe to say that you might see a 20 to 30% increase on profits. And of course, once again, there's a lot of variables, but that's something to throw in there and of course consider, because the platform is better, right? Faster. That's one of the main reasons we would even consider switching to it, right? Now these are the commissions. They do have routing fees, right? And for those of you who may not be familiar with routing, if you think of your destination, right? You're going somewhere. The routes are basically the different highways that you can take to get to that destination, right? So we want to get to the market makers, right? The routes are those highways, right? And of course, with each highway that you travel on, you might have to go over a bridge or so, and so you're going to get charged that toll, right? For even just using the highway in general, you're going to get charged that fee, right? So all these fees here are basically the tolls to use these highways to get to our destination. Hopefully that makes sense. I think it does, right? So some are better than others, right? Some highways are smooth and big and open. Some have a lot of potholes. So depending on which highway you take here, which route you take, the fees will vary and vary accordingly, right? So this is also something to consider if you're going to be using Lightspeed, and you go through them one by one. Right now, I believe with Ameritrade, our routing is automatic. We can't switch it. With E-Trade, my platform is not opened up right now. but each trade we can control which routes we are using, and I believe some are faster than others. Some of the more popular ones that I know of is, of course, the NYSE, the NASDAQ, and ARCA, right? ARCA and BATS. Yeah, BATS, Y, BATS. So, there's a bunch of them. You would have to research, really do your due diligence. Excuse me, I'm stumbling here, but you got to research in depth and see which one would make the most sense for you, and of course your account size and all of that, because all of these small fees, though they might not seem like much, of course once you do that math, they'll add up, right? So let's get back to it, right? As of right now, in this super hot market, if I switch over, right now, without factoring in that 20 to 30% increase in profits, I'll be at $113, right? So now we do 113 times 0.5, and I'm going to inflate the amount, right? So $56 there plus 113, and I'm about to do 130. Jesus. Anyhow, it's 186, right? We could minus that difference, but it wouldn't really matter as much. But anyhow, it's 186, right? Let's go to 186 for now. Only about a $15 difference there, right? So we're at 186, and does it make sense? And that's at 50, well, more than 50%, right? Since we added that extra $13, well, $13 there. Now, does it make sense to take a loss to switch my platform right now? If you ask me, it does not, right? It does not. I don't think it's quite worth it. Now, the thing is though, right? So once again, there's so many variables, right? We do have Thinkorswim restricting certain stocks, right? 2 stocks so far has been restricted. One of them well, both of them actually I would have did really well on. One better than the other, AAME, and recently I can't remember the other one, which was I believe Friday. But there's that, right? Fees being trades being restricted, and of course other issues that the platform has. So far I've encountered just those 2 stocks. I'm hoping that the number does not keep rising fast, or else that's going to be a major contributor as to why I would have to switch, right? So far I don't think it's quite worth it to lose out on this amount, right? Now, once we keep getting better, right? Once we keep getting better day after day, trade after trade, and this number gets up to 500, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800. Once I start to get to that place where the commissions are not going to be as much of an issue for my trading, then I can definitely consider using Lightspeed, right? And this is not, once again, this is just year to date. So let's refresh this and go to all time, right? All time since I started in March of last year, or was it May of last year. $22,000 in profits, $119 a day. So the averages are going to come down, and of course the volume coming down a good amount here. So we have 56,600, right? Let's pull up the calculator on the screen. Let's clear this out. Switch over to Lightspeed as well. Right, so we have 56,600 times, of course, 21, right? We'll do times 21 again for the amount of trading days in each month. Let's do about 20 to 21 days. Will fall into the same category, right? So now if we do 56,000 shares, 56,600 shares times 0.025, 0.0025, we'll get $141.5 in commissions plus the ECN fees. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. I'm working towards it, man. I just need to get a little bit better, man. A little bit better, right? I'm gonna get there one day, right? But I feel like right now it's not absolutely worth it just yet, right? And another thing is that I'm having these gains, and I'm not keeping all these gains in my account, right? So I believe I started trading with about 26,500. I could be wrong. 26,500. Jeez, 26,500 plus 22,000, right? Let's plus 22,000 there. And we're using the calculator to make sure we don't have any major mistakes, right? But 48,500. Had I not taken out any money out of my account, this is the balance I would have basically had today. But since then, I've taken out a significant amount of money out of my account, and there's even been days where you guys would hear me saying I'm dangerously close to the PDT level. For those of you who are not familiar with the PDT level rule, right? If you don't have more than $25,000 in your account at any given time, you cannot day trade unlimitedly, right? You'll have to follow that PDT rule and only take 3 day trades for every 5 business days, which is absolutely insane for me, because per day the average number of trades that I take getting in, getting out of a stock is probably around 40. So to go from 40 trades per day to 3 trades per week is completely out of the question, right? So there's been days where my account's been pretty close to the PDT level, and I actually have to add funds, right? So whether it's $100 or whatever the case may be, $50, but my account right now is on track to get another reduction and come back down. I'm going to reduce the size. So with that being said, I'm going to be very close to the PDT level. So once again, going back to those variables, what if the market does slow down a little bit here, starting next week, next month? So this is why I'm ultimately saying to you guys that in due time, there will be nothing stopping me from using Lightspeed and paying the fees and not having an issue with it, right? So if we go back to that math again to finish off, right, we got 56,600 times 0.0025, which is $141. Let's come back over here, right? So if we do and of course $141, if I look back at my all-time average, is more money than I'm making per day over my entire career, right? And I should have probably done the first example this way first so it can make a little bit more sense, because right now, like I said, the market is pretty hot for my strategy, and that's why I'm doing it exceptionally well here, right? So 141 is of course greater than 120, and so if I look at my all-time averages, I will be in the red if I'm to switch to Lightspeed right now, right? All time. So there's a lot of variables, as I keep saying 100 times, but the one constant is that over time I will continue to get better. As long as I keep doing what I'm doing, I will continue to get better, right? So as I'm checking the mic there, so I will continue to get better, and these numbers will continue to rise. 119 will go to 150, 200, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800. Average winning trade will go up. Average losing trade will go up and be relative, but of course the ratio in terms of 2 to 1 will go higher. The accuracy will go higher, right? And so in time, I will get to that place where I can switch and be very comfortable, right? That's the key, to be comfortable, because you don't want to be under pressure, man. When you're trading, the less added pressure that you can add or have, the better it is, right? Which is, not to branch off too much, but if you're trading to pay your bills, and you're trading and it's a very slow month, you're only up 500 compared to a month here like February, we're up 4,600. How are you gonna pay your bills? You don't want that pressure to force you to do something outside the ordinary, and before you know it, you're blowing up your account, right? So there's a lot of different pieces, but there's also one really good constant, and the constant that I will bet my entire life on, which is myself, right? So I usually say this to my brother: in trading, we are our biggest weakness and our greatest strength. So as long as we can do what's right and improve, we will be better. So in due time, I will be using this broker here, Lightspeed. And of course, you can do it per trade, right? If you're looking into that. Options, in terms of your options and the amount of contracts, there's that. Futures as well, per site and per contract. That's the rates. They also have, of course, besides the ECN fees, the routing, there's certain other platform fees that you can look into here to see how they'll possibly affect you. But I do believe these fees are on the smaller side. Margin rates, of course, which is also something to take note of if you are using margin. And they do offer a lower percentage than E-Trade, Ameritrade, and some of the other brokers. Margin, I do think, I think they charge you unless you're, they don't charge you unless you're holding overnight. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that, but I think that may be the case for a margin here. But guys, hopefully you did enjoy the video. Once again, if you did, make sure to subscribe if you're new. Of course, hit that thumbs up button if you're watching to this point, of course. And check out the chat room. That'll be the first link in the description below always, right? If you want to check out me trading live on Monday coming up, 9:25 a.m. for the chat room. And of course, for the live stream on YouTube, I'll be live at 9:20 a.m. So check out those two, right? Stay tuned, subscribe, and leave a comment below if you have any questions concerning Thinkorswim or E-Trade Pro. Those are the two brokers that I'm using right now every day. So I do have a good amount of information on those two. And even for Lightspeed, as I'm doing more research, I'll become a little bit more versed with their platform. Let me know. And also, as well, I am getting into DAS, right? As you'll see the DAS Trader logo down here. I'll be setting up my platform with them on Monday. I'm just waiting for my platform to settle, right? I'm waiting for my cash to settle, and I'll be using DAS as well, just to check out how their hotkeys are. And I did hear that they're a little bit better than the Thinkorswim interface when it comes to getting fills and that kind of thing. So we'll see how that goes. So definitely, if you have questions, leave it below. But guys, it's been Relentless Trader. It's been a good video. Expect a lot more of these. But again, I am signing out.